Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I am building the city of Stonerville. 21,637 population. Traffic is sitting at a healthy 93. I've got a rail cargo up here in the north. A little bit spaghetti looking, but it's that way because it works for a reason. And I also have one down here in the south, through the oil and the ore area. I'll show you what I have at the moment. Only 4 tiles unlocked, so I've got the ferry. Oops, I've got the ferry line ready to roll. It's turned off at the moment. I've got it sunk down as low as I can possibly get it without flooding everything. I'm going to put another ferry line across there, but I'm waiting for one more tile to open. Little beach area. This is a touristy and leisure area. Goes up to a cul-de-sac around the rocks here. I put a bit of a headland out here. Usually this will just flood the hell out of you all the time, but this I've managed to make it work. And we've got nice shallow water under these 2 piers here, which is perfect. And we're not getting any floods up here anymore. This was getting absolutely drowned out. This is the heart of, you see, I look at it that the interconnection here, that's north, that way's north. So this is east of the city, which is all low dense suburbia. Okay, we've just got a little footy arena there, but this whole side of the river is all low dense, and I've still yet to build a lot inside there, which I'm getting onto now. But it's all low dense. It has just a little bit of high density. Alright, but they're high-rise band, and that's as tall as they're going to go. We've got a couple of little pockets of it. Another little pocket here. Okay, there's only a few of them. Another little pocket here. And we've got a little bit in the European area. This is all European here. And we've got a little bit for the waterfront just here. So when the ferries are rolling past, it's going to look sort of quite nice. I haven't put any bands on these ones yet, so I'm going to see how tall they get. I may have to destroy them and then sort of keep them around the size of this, or perhaps even that. But I think it's going to look pretty nice with the airport over there and the ferries going through. You see a little bit of density and slides back into suburbia. This is the main industry. I've got industry and commerce in here, commercial. So it's a nice mix. And over this way I've got all my agriculture, and I've got my forestry, and they can all hook up. But this is the main artery through the city at the moment. This is going to become a trumpet interchange here when I unlock the other 2 tiles over there. And we're going to run the trumpet through. We're going to have branches that come off to go into that cargo hub there. I got it lined up ready to roll, all nice and square and flat. We're going to go straight across and hook on to the freeway that's over that side. I'm not buying any more tiles out the back here, hence why I've done a couple of little squigglies here just so it doesn't look so square when you're at the end, like this epitome here, all very square at the back edge. You can tell it's the end of the map there. So I'm going to change this area through here. When I get overwhelmed with it wanting housing, I'm going to change this, get rid of all the straight lines. This is the hillbilly area. All the hillbillies live here. You betcha. All the bogans. This is their little place, as far away from the rest of the world as they can get. And they're pretty happy over here. So I've got monorail as my main transportation. I don't use buses. I've got trains and monorail really well hooked up. The freight trains have got their own lines that run in and out, so nothing ever gets interfered. I've got intercity trains that come into this one and this one only. It's a very busy little place. I've got walkable areas everywhere. This monorail does a full circuit all the way around, comes back, meets here, and then diverts up through this way. This metro line stops in the industry area there, takes us into town, and that's where it terminates. And I'll be running this metro line along this coast here, and I'm going to bring it around the outside, probably put a metro here somewhere just in this vicinity, so these people don't have to get the train and go all the way around. They can actually, if they want to get into the centre, they want to get into this high dense area, or they want to come to the centre of the burbs over here, they have to go all the way around to get in there. So I'm going to run this through, and they'll be able to get off here and change with the monorail, and they can get to the hospital, the university and that. So it's a pretty easy interconnection, and if they want to go to the industry area, they can hook up straight to here. So it's all pretty well. And if they want to come right over here, they've got a monorail over here too. So I put a lot of thought into the traffic, into my road structures. What I've done, I don't believe anymore when I build, I don't believe in joining these two straight onto an arterial and running that through. That just doesn't work. It's never worked on any builds. I do individual lanes one way, and I run them dual, and I run them, I just keep continuing it on as I build, and now it's going to hook up. It's going to hook up here to the trumpet, so from one freeway to the other freeway, and if I want, I can change this to a freeway, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it low speed, and that saves all the traffic. So T for tourism. I'll show you one more time. Traffic 93%. Land value is getting there. It's getting right up there. I don't have much high density for most people who build at 20,000. Usually their cities just look like Chicago. Just every single square block is just a high dense building. It doesn't work, people. All right, give yourself plenty of space, give yourself plenty of room, give yourself forestry and parks that people can use. Space out your main unique buildings. All right, all your uniques. I've got one right over here, the winter market. We've got an arena just to the left of that, but that's all that's down here. We've got some over here in the tourism area, and I've got one over here that's with the university, the hospital, the library. So traffic's going to divert to all different places throughout my build. If you go putting them all in the one area, every road that leads in and out of there is going to get absolutely congested. What I'm going to do now is, the whole reason for this video is I don't need to show you anything else because everything else is running kosher. So I'm running my bins at 75. I haven't had a fire in about the last 10 builds I've done. Not one fire's broke out. I don't know why, but not one fire. Police I'm running at 70. We've got coverage for everything else really well. Public transport running at 50. No buses. I got nothing. I'll give you a quick look at the monorail lines, and we've got 3 running. Beautiful. On the main link, probably can't see it because it's a white line, but all those red ones, all that red stuff there are my monorails, and that is the main transportation throughout this build. And as you can see, it's a busy line, but no traffic jams, nothing. I've got 2 rail lines running. One's an express right out here to the hillbillies, and I've got another one that stops all stations back and forth, so they can use express and the metro. Like I said, just the 3 stations at the moment, and we are going to bring the metro down over here. No buses. I don't use buses. Buses in the vanilla game, I'm on console, PS4. You use buses, you'll try and send a bus around this little square area on a route, and you'll be running 32 buses each direction. You got 2 buses running, one's clockwise, one anti-clockwise. Nobody will walk, they'll all get the bus. It's just not worth doing. All right, so I don't use buses, period, end of story. Maybe a school bus, perhaps, but that'd be it. As you can see, there's no dark red roads, everything's busy, but not congested anywhere. I have no traffic jams. Now, the reason of this video, policies, don't use them, okay? Don't use policies. The only policy I ever use is recreational use. All right, that's it. If my garbage isn't working properly, I'll sometimes put recycling on. And sometimes, if my police aren't covering the area properly, I'll click on harsh prison sentences. That seems to work a little bit. I've got preferred parks on. I don't use anything else except encourage biking and heavy traffic ban in places I use, and high-rise ban. I don't use none of these, okay? There's no point. These will go to top tier level by themselves. Industrial space planning, big business benefactor and small business enthusiast will destroy your city. Okay, check this out. We'll run it on 3 times the speed. This is the whole purpose of this video. At the moment, the rail cargo links, beautiful, not much traffic, very free. The cargo trains are running well, no jam packed. This one here's doing real good. We'll give this 5 minutes. Oops, we'll give this 5 minutes and you see what happens. Every street throughout my build will be congested, gridlocked. All the freeways will become gridlocked. All of these cargo areas will become gridlocked. All the trains will become gridlocked, even though they've got their own line, which splits them off both directions. And I've got a long gap between each connection, so the freight trains can go to the west, which that one's going, or they can go east, and they're on their individual line. The only place all my rail is going to meet up is the end of the tile here, and I can do nothing about that, so until I open up another tile. So this is the whole purpose. I'm advising all of you not to use your policies of these 3. Okay, if you want to do high-tech housing, I don't see the financial benefit of it. Don't use these 3. Okay, the game will destroy your city. Now, what I'm going to do is just we'll take a quick monorail ride just while I'm waiting on all of this to settle. We'll go at the termination station, which is this one, and we'll just wait for old mate to pull in. So we've got a little bit of high density here, a library, a hospital, university. It's a nice little place. Not too busy. This is the termination. Here we go. We'll go about middle carriage, and let's just follow this. I'll run it at 2 times the speed. And by the time we do one circuit, alright, by the time we get one circuit done, keep your eye on the traffic, people. The amount of money I'm making, I'm not making anything more. I make between 7,000 and 12,000 from week to week, depending. It varies. We're not making any extra money. So what's the purpose of it? The purpose of it is so that the game can put twice as many vehicles on the road, i.e. heavy vehicles. I've got heavy traffic bans through all my residential. I've got my commercial and industry on their individual roads, and nothing is built on any collectors, nothing is built on any arterials, as you can see there. All the collectors are all free. There's nothing that is built on the edge of the road, unless it's a monorail, but no business is built on the edge of the road is what I'm saying. So there's no reason for the traffic to be stopped when they're getting around from place to place. A busy little place this. I can't wait till the ferries are open, and that'll just top this place off. So that's half the circuit done. We actually don't go and meet up the other way until we do a full circuit around here. So we've got some nice residential in here, a tiny bit of high density, just right on the edge of the tourism, so that's all right to put it there. I'm really cautious about high-rise and skylines in my city. I don't want any tall buildings in residential areas, in low-density residential areas. So here we are, the industry area and the commercial area. As you can see, the traffic's starting to thicken up now. And I just got tiny little pockets of high density, just on one street, 5 or 6 buildings, that's it. The rest of it is all low density. We're starting to get a build up of traffic now. Won't take much longer. Just taking a look around. I've done a hell load of detailing everywhere on this map. Everywhere, absolutely everywhere. All different types. I've got some forestry, I've got some rocky, like this one. All sorts of different stuff going on. There's some places I haven't finished as yet. So this zips into a one-way because they were crossing each other's paths, so this is how I got around it. Let's go full noise. So he goes back in, does another loop but in the reverse way, and then ends up back at the termination station. So it's all one line with a termination. It can handle 14 monorails on it without any drama at all. Right now I'm using 6 or 7. Sometimes I'll put a 7th one on, but it's not needed. I just find more people use it. If I run 7, I'll have 1,118 people use it. If I run 6, it drops down to 700. So just about. See how it comes back on the other side of the rail? So the trains do a big loop one way, go in reverse, come back on the other side of the rail, and then head out to the termination station where we started. And every single monorail does the same. The only thing underground is that metro. That's because this station has a metro underground on it, and it was the only way I could connect it, and it had to have a connection there. It'd be silly not to. So back through agriculture, back through forestry, up to the high dense, the European city up here. So all these are office blocks in the centre, and they keep the noise down. All them are office blocks. The others here are low density European. And here we are, here we are back on the termination. So yeah, it goes down, does an outside loop all the way around, outside loop, ends up back here, and then comes and then turns up here and goes back to where it come from on the outside loop, on the inside loop this time, going the way we're going, and this is where it diverts off to these guys. So I had individual lines running and too many people were trying to interchange, and then it terminates back here. It's look, we're making only 11,000. Let's look at our traffic. Okay, 94. It's making a liar out of me at the moment. I don't know why, because by now everything is usually jammed up, but I'm going to keep it running hot. I will be restarting my game after this. I think we'll just follow the train, give the train a bit of a crack. I can't remember this green one, if it's 4 stations or if it's running. We'll go on 2 times the speed. There you go, someone's moved out for some reason or another. So all lines can interchange with each other as well, which you've got to do, and a nice distance, at least a full train length and a half between your connections, and you're not going to have problems. Every train running this way is on the left, every train running the other way is on the right. They all come back on the left, they all head behind me on the right. No trains cross each other's paths. So we've got a bypass line as well for the intercity trains, so they don't have to come in and choke up my stations, which is that rail on the left. And that's it. So here's express. The green train is express from this station to what we'll call the city, but this is just suburbia. So that's the green train. Where's the yellow train? Oh, that's only a commercial, who cares? Come on, yellow train, where are you? And the yellow train goes this way. There it is there. We'll just follow old mate here for a moment. That train goes straight from the city, which is not a city, it's suburbia, but it goes straight from there to here, first stop. It bypasses the next station, and on the way back it stops all stations. So there you go, we're starting to get a bit of traffic build up now. Cargo trains are smashing their way through. It takes a little bit, well, it takes a little bit of time when you put them policies on for them to activate. All the goods need to be made, and then we'll start seeing this city fall to pieces in just a few moments. So as you can see, this one stops all stations coming back here, and you can see none of these trains cross each other's paths no matter which direction they're going. They don't cross each other's paths at all. And there you go. And now he'll go back express to the furthest station away, and he'll bypass this station. So we'll see that yellow train scream around here in a moment. Any moment. And there we go. And he's going to bypass this station out onto the bypass line, and the train, when it comes back, stops at that station. So it's worked out really well. You just got to put a bit of thought into your rail lines, because they will get as choked up as every bit as what your roads will. Okay, we're starting to drop now to 92. This here usually gets a lot of density on it. So we're going to keep our eye out here. This is why I put this roundabout in. There's no need for it without the policies. All right, without these policies on, okay, there's no need for me to have such a large roundabout right here. But as soon as I put them policies on, I had to build this. So 3 lanes on, 2 lanes off, 4 lanes around the outside. The 3 lanes hook into a 4. 2 lanes off gives it a turning lane. 3 in the middle. 3 lanes back on into 4 gives it a turning lane. So lane mathematics is everything. Here we go, we're starting to get a bit of problems. This here's about to get choked before too long. I'll just keep running this here for the moment. And it won't take long. These cargo trains will start to bank up. Here we go. 1's in, 2's there, 3 behind. Where's the 4th? Usually 7 will get stacked up behind here. So all the goods, doubling the goods. It says there, doubles their sales. This one doubles their sales, so doubles their produce, and the same as industry. So, and high-tech housing actually works in conjunction with these other 3 as well. It works in conjunction with them. So we're going to get choked up. We'll go over here now, and I never have this much traffic over here. And let's not forget that I only do little segments of oil and ore at the same time until it's fully depleted, and then they'll turn into generic, and then I'll branch over and just use all the oil in that dark patch area. So I do it in little pieces at a time to extend the lifetime of my natural resources. And the monorail, this one runs through my industry area. And goes out through to the residential side, halfway across to where we're going. This little road here is just for people to park and drop their vehicles off as they're heading to work. Goes around here. I was going to ease this bend out, but for the sake of the rail bridges, I had to run the roads under it. Comes out here. Plenty of happy, shiny campers. And then it screams along here. Stops at the arena. Little leisure centre here. Nothing too big. I didn't want it to get jam-packed. And then it terminates just down here through this little residential area. We've got some high density here and some small dense with a little leisure area just here. And that's it, and it heads its way back. So that's all the transportation, and it works really well. I've got to get all residential in these areas surrounding the ore, in between the ore, which is why I put these connections down. So I expect this to get rather busy through there. Lots of room to build, and I'm gonna put a trumpet interchange straight down through here, straight across the river, and hook up to the far side over there to where that freeway is, because I'm not going to unlock the tolls at the back. I'll be getting these two tolls over there, the two tolls behind me, and the one in the far corner, and I can utilise the ferries up every stream of river that we've got. So I'm going to use the waterways and utilise them quite a bit. Traffic's still 93. I don't understand why, but I'm only making 13,000. It's probably, well, less than that now. I'm making the same money without the policies. All right, so the price of the policies, 2 cents for small business, 4 cents for every build, $4 for every building, or 4 credits, in-game credits for every high density commercial, and $6 for every single industry that you have. And it's not worth it. The money I'm making and what I spent on putting those policies on, I can't believe my traffic's not destroyed. I don't believe it. I tried so hard to sabotage it. I'll explain these. High dense residential, high rise ban. Commercial, high rise ban. Heavy traffic ban. So I don't let any heavy traffic come in here except for that street. And they can come along into the back alleyway here, okay? And they stop right there on the corner, and then they have to exit out this way and go back out there. So in and out this road only. They're not allowed in or out this road. All right, so that's just to access the back shops there. Heavy traffic ban throughout all of this area, all of this residential here. High dense residential, high rise ban. Euro low dense. Office high rise ban. So I didn't want any high rise of the offices. I might actually allow that, but I don't need to, because I'm going to restart the game. Heavy traffic ban through here, heavy traffic ban through here, these streets. The heavy trucks were going down here, coming along here, and then making their way through these streets. And I'm like, where's all this traffic coming from? And they were using it for no reason at all. They were using it to get onto here, to go back into the agriculture and back into the forestry. So I don't understand why they weren't leaving, coming around, dropping the cargo off, continuing up here, back onto the freeway, and they can come down here and they're back. I don't understand why they didn't do that. They've also got the option to branch off back onto here and to come up this way, but they chose to go through the smaller streets and the most busiest pedestrian areas. So that's what they were doing. So HDR, high dense residential, HTB, heavy traffic ban. M for mixed. S for services. Confused myself there. That's just to remind me to put a trumpet down. Yeah, so that's about it. That's how I like to set it all up. So I'm going to work on this area next and continue these guys. I'm going to put a bridge over here so they've got access. I'm going to try and run a bridge somewhere here to, I'm not going to run underground anywhere. So I'll probably have this collector come up and run over, hook up here somewhere, maybe bridge over and curve back around, and that'll let me get a whole lot of low residential in there, low residential in there, same as there. Maybe possibly some commercial along here, and this is all reserved for oil. And over here is going to be the domestic airport and the zoo. So as well as around the water's edge, I'm going to have residential, and I'm going to cut through here, get a level down on the water, and we're going to run a ferry straight across to hook up somewhere around down here. So people over this side will be able to ferry across, straight across, instead of having to go in and through the whole city. I was going to run the metro line, I was going to split it both ways, but I don't really want to run a metro down to here. I'll be running off the monorail. They just carry 180, but it takes up less footprint compared to like the little footprint that this leaves in comparison to the massive footprint that this leaves. So yeah, it's much more viable and a lot easier. So these will hold 200 and I forget. These guys will hold 180 per carriage. I think Metro's 240. Oh, 150. So hey, monorail holds more than the Metro. It's the train that holds 240. And we've got some bins problem. That'll give me a heads up later, so I'll have to up the bins by probably 5%. Not much has happened else. Traffic's still sitting at 94. I don't understand this, but anyway, I'm going to restart the game. I'm turning, I ain't going to save it. I'm turning these policies off because I don't want them. I don't want them in my game. If anything, if we're short on something, I'll probably put that policy on just for like forestry or agriculture or some generic, some small little section if we're running a bit short on import or export. So there's the import there. We're bringing a lot of agriculture in, but we're giving out the exact same amount in export. I don't understand how this game works like that. We're importing a lot of ore, we're exporting a bit of ore. So I don't get it. We're not importing any generic and we're exporting a bit. So we don't need any more generic industry for quite some time. My happiness for residents are down a little bit, and that's basically because I'm trying to fill 7 instances of cemeteries. So I've got 9 down at the moment. I'm not putting any more. I was actually going to empty one of these out. I'll probably empty this one out and get rid of that so I can fill the other ones up, and then I can unlock. Well, that's almost full, that one, so I'll be able to switch that one off, which would be good. Or I can just just cart the dead bodies to the other cemeteries, and then I can delete it when it's empty, and that'll get me progress towards that unlock. I need to unlock. I need to fill seven cemeteries for an unlock. So anyway, that's it for the video. Hope you like it. This series is called Stonerville. I've been on it for about 45 hours so far. And as you can see, I tried to destroy it, my city, but my road structure's just running really, really well. So I've been playing the game for 3 years, and I'm I'm a bit shocked by this, to be perfectly honest. I didn't expect it to hold that traffic so well, but it has. So last time I did this, this place was jam-packed. The traffic jam was all the way through. Every street was gridlocked, and I had cargo rail backed up to somewhere about here. There was 7 of them, all backed up behind each other. They couldn't get in or out. So anyway, that's the end of that. I'm going to restart the game, and yeah, my name's Farmer Mike 22, Farmer Mike _22. Like, follow, share, do whatever you want, or don't, it's fine. It's a great game. It's a very technical game. You can get it off Steam on for PC, or you can get it from the source of Interactive, or you can get it on the PlayStation Network or the Xbox Network. I play it on PlayStation 4. I don't have access to mods. Xbox have access to mods. And yeah, see you all later. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.